What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So as you see, front axle's ripped back out again. I had a few things I had to weld up on that. Some brackets I had to box in and stuff. I had a couple spots that I needed to get the axle out of the way up in the front to kind of finish welding too, so I could finish up this 1-ton swap. But yeah, so kind of at a little bit of a standstill waiting on the front locker so that way I could get the gears and everything thrown in. Figure I'd kind of knock out a few of the smaller projects. So one thing I got to get done, I got to switch out my brake lights, so my tail lights. I'm not a big fan of those big, giant, ugly things. These are the 4-inch flush mount. They're like 20 bucks off Amazon. I like the way these look a lot better. They just sit in a little cleaner, and you know, they're pretty simple to install. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I just got to go ahead and drill these holes. I already marked both sides and kind of laid them out where I want them. I'm trying to make sure that I take out the old wiring opening from the old taillights. So I'm trying to use that as kind of my reference point. And then I just did a bunch of measuring just to make sure that these are, you know, perfectly even with each other and nothing's, you know, a little wonky. Now, I'm going to be drilling it with a 4 3/8 drill bit, hole saw. Now, a lot of people use it with a 4.5. It's kind of on the looser side, and I like these to fit in really tight. You know, if I feel like it's too tight, what I usually end up doing is just taking my Dremel and just open them up a little bit. But I've had them in the past because not all these lights are exactly the same. Some of them, you know, the grommets are thinner than others, and a lot of these manufacturers will recommend a 4 3/8 drill bit for them. It just kind of hit and miss. So I just find using the 4 3/8 and then opening it up a little bit if I need to works out a little bit better. All right, now with those drilled, you know, I can see that they're definitely just a little undersized, not very much. So I'm just going to take the Dremel and just kind of open it up a little bit. There we go. All right, now the wiring on these is super simple. The first thing I'm gonna knock out is just the ground. There's not a ground that comes back from the harness. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I threw an eyelet on this wire, and I'm just gonna throw a self-tapping screw down into the tub. All right, so now really we only have 2 wires that need to get wired up. Now the coloring on my wiring harness is gonna be a little bit different because this is the aftermarket harness. It's really just a universal harness that I wired the whole Jeep with when I did my motor swap. So mine's a little bit different, but all you have to do is figure out which wire is gonna be your running lights, your tail lights. And then for mine's gonna be this brown wire. Now, my green wire on this side is going to be for my right turn signal, and then the other side is yellow. So that one's going to hook up to our red wire because our red wire is for our stop and turn, and then our white wire is going to be for our tail lights. All right, now I'm just gonna kind of clean it up a bit and just redo the wiring loom. And then I've got a hole back here. I'm just gonna zip tie these wires back out of the way. Just that way it looks a little cleaner and tidied up. So now we'll go ahead and test it, and then I'll throw the zip tie on it to hold it back in place, but at least now it's kind of tucked back together and looks a little cleaner. All right, guys, so there it is. They're all in. I'm super happy with these. I've always liked this look a lot better than those big blocky. They're just ugly. I don't really like the stock taillights on these YJs. They're really just too giant. I like the flush mount look a lot better. Now, I still got a few things to do. Obviously, with the comp cut on this side, I got to clean it up. I got to tack in a new piece and repaint. But you know, it's getting there. Hopefully next week I'll be able to get back to work on the axle. The locker's supposed to be here Tuesday, so pretty excited about that. Be able to get the gears thrown together, and you know, then I'm on to the brakes. Can't really test the brake lights because there's no brake light switch right now, but I know they work. Everything's good. So I'm excited to kind of get this thing wrapped up and get it going down the road. So until next time, guys, I appreciate you guys checking out the videos. Hopefully you go back and check out some of the other ones for the 1-ton swap. Until next time, guys, take it easy.